Yo, what the frick is up, stinkies? How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Okay, by the time I'm making this video, so I put the comment up 2 days ago that we hit 20k. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna record the video. I think I put that at night, so it's been, I guess, technically almost 3 days. But I was like, okay, surely I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Well, we're almost at 22k now. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. But I figured for 20k, because that was such a big freaking milestone. Like, we've gone up almost 14,000 YouTube subs or followers, whatever you want to call it, in the past 28 days, which is nuts. Might I add, you guys have been insane, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I cannot explain how freaking insane everything's been and how supportive you've all been and just how freaking y'all are amazing. So I figured, I didn't know if you guys wanted like a Q&A video, because I know I've had a lot of questions on every video, and I know that a lot of you are from TikTok, and I know not necessarily everyone is and hasn't checked out my Twitch stream and all that, which, by the way, feel free to check that out. Everything's the same as my Twitch name. So I figured that doing a Q&A, maybe for those of you that haven't checked it out, maybe this would be easier for you guys. I did do it in the community panel. So if there's any ever a topic in the future, I'll probably put it under the community and ask you guys there. Sometimes I ask on Twitter. I know there were some people that asked on Instagram as well that I went ahead and did, because I didn't think that many people would use YouTube, and actually most of you did, which was dope. I appreciate it. It makes my life a lot easier when it comes to reading the comments, because I can do my second monitor and not just also my phone. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try and answer as many of your guys' questions as I can. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Thank you guys again. I really, really appreciate it. So the first question is, didn't you just hit 15k? Which I did go ahead and respond to, but if you guys are confused on the channel, yes, I did just hit 15k. Like, I don't know, however long ago. Everything's been blowing up. So more or less what has happened is I made a TikTok at the beginning. I've had it for a little while, but I never used it. I didn't actually use it until the beginning of December. Well, I gained like over 100,000 followers on TikTok in a month and a half, something like that. Well, I'm already approaching 200k on TikTok now. My Twitch has popped off, my YouTube's popped off, and the algorithms on Twitch and YouTube are so fucked up that it took my TikTok traction offsite to pop my YouTube and my Twitch off, which kind of is fucking annoying to show. It shows how fucked up the algorithm is on both of those platforms. But it's also like really dope that it's happening. So like, I'm not like ungrateful for it, but at the same time, it's like, God, that sucks for, like, you know what I mean? Like, creators that have been like busting our ass. Like, I've been in this industry for over 5 years, and it's just now, like, you know, popping off. But yeah, that's been what's been going on, is a lot of people have been coming over from TikTok, and like, because of all that, since my channel's hot from TikTok, it's been recommending my channel like crazy across YouTube too. So yeah, I think a gaming setup video would be awesome. Keep up the great content. Yo, thank you, Phoebe. I appreciate it. I will actually do a gaming setup video that requires me cleaning up my desk and not being a workaholic to get around to that. But yes, I will definitely make one in the future. Hopefully I can get it out soonish. And then Ayub says, have you ever gotten someone being a toxic douche about you being a gamer girl? Pretty much since I've popped out the womb, I've been dealing with that. So yes, the answer to that is yes. I deal with it every single day somewhere. I will say the frequency of it, because I take use of the moderation tools across all the other platforms, cuts down on it a lot. But yeah, something I deal with every single day since I've grown up with video games. Please do VR. FN, I actually would really like to. It's something I'm gonna hopefully get in like 2 months is kind of my goal, 2 to 3 month range, to maybe start messing with some VR a little bit. But it has piqued my interest, and it is on my list for the future content. Am I ticklish? Yes and no. It kind of depends on my mood. If I'm in a pissy mood, I am not ticklish. I don't know if most people are like that. But yeah. Do I have a streaming schedule? Hey, okay, so this is how I do my content. If you watched my content creation video, you kind of already know the answer to this. I do and don't have a schedule. So we're gonna take a trip back to the reason I don't have this. So back in college, when I was doing content creation full-time-ish, on top of going to college full-time, obviously, I'd go to school classes for like 7 or 8, you know, pushing 9-ish hours a day if I include my commute. I was tired. That would be like 3 days a week, and that doesn't include all the homework that I had outside of it and the online classes I was taking. So you throw me streaming, you know, 25 whatever ish 30-ish hours a week on top of going to college full time. I was tired, so I would have a little bit of a gap between trying to get home, and I would say I'd start stream at like 5 p.m. I had a lot of weirdos, and I'm sure everyone deals with this, but I feel like it was a lot worse because there's just guys that think they're more possessive of you when you're a girl sometimes. And I had a bunch of weirdos be weird about a schedule. So I do not have a schedule because of the entitled assholes. That hour gap would be after going to my classes, 8-9 hours or whatever. That would be my time to eat, shower, rest, and or possibly take a tiny nap if I could. And if I started a little bit late, I'd have people tweeting at me. I had people trying to message me on like Instagram or post, like comment on my posts, like, why aren't you streaming right now? Blah, blah. I'd start stream up if I was a little bit late in my Twitch chat. People would be rude as hell about it. I was like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. So once I slowly phased out of it once I was done with college. And when I finally went full time after I was done with college, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So the way I treat my stream schedule is that I stream when I feel good because A, I feel like I'm putting out better content. B, it weeds out those weirdos, and C, you guys have your notifications on to you guys pop in when you feel like it. If you like the streams enough, you can turn notifications on. Plus then I can play whatever the hell I feel like it. So yeah, it's like an all around win, but I do take a day or two off a week because I need a decompressed day. Especially since I tend to have trouble sleeping sometimes. So that helps a lot with that. Ooh, Robin, when you started streaming, did you expect it to take off like it has? I did not. No, I always hoped that would be the case, but I never expected it to. The reason I started doing it was because it looked fun, and I had always wanted to mess with content creation. I've always liked video games. I've always liked this industry. I always thought it was dope as hell, but I never expected it to actually take off. Also, can I get your logo tattooed on me? As long as you're not telling people that you made that and or that is yours, you are more than welcome to go get that tattooed on you. Actually, if you do, tweet me or at me on Instagram because that's going to be freaking sick. Also, I'm jealous if you do get that tattooed because that, and I've been dying for a sleeve for over 10 years. And by the specific artist named Mowgli on Instagram, actually for over 6 years. He's based out in London, but I'm jealous if you get the tattoo. I really want to get a sleeve done at some point. What was the video game that got you into gaming? This is from Deliverer to Hell, sorry. Not necessarily your first ever game, but the first one that really got you invested in and got you involved in other games. The big thing that got me into gaming was watching my dad. I grew up watching him play Doom, Asheron's Call, and Quake. The first game that I really got into was Quake 3 Team Arena. I'd play that with my dad. I played it by myself. Actually, I first started playing it because I snuck on the computer. And my dad was like, my parents were kind of like, because body parts going everywhere, and I'm like, 4 years old at the time. But I wasn't supposed to entirely watch him play other than Asheron's Call. So anyways, I started playing it on my own, and my dad would play with me, and we'd do little LAN tournaments with my best friend Alex, and my sister would play too. It was really fun. So I played the living crap out of Quake 3 Team Arena growing up. So that was the big thing that got me into gaming. Ducky says, do you have any advice on how to handle people coming in your streams and asking to play with you? On certain games I play, I get this question a lot, and I just want to chill with my buds. So I know there's a lot of other people actually in the comments that I skimmed through that did ask me if I will play with them or if I do viewer games, and this kind of ties into it. So I'll answer that question and also answer your question, Ducky. So the thing is as a content creator, unless you're playing solo and you're actively looking for other people to play with, the reality of being a streamer and playing with your buddies or just playing by yourself if you have some sort of goal is you do not have the time for that. It is nothing against you guys as viewers, but the best way to explain it is just to say no. I personally have created a command in my chat that gives a very brief overview because I don't like focusing and answering that question 100 times a stream. So I'd recommend making a command for it or I have some brief overview to tell viewers. But the reason I don't do it is, one, I don't have time because I want to play with my buds. It's my fun gaming time. I want to be with them, right? Two, it's my me time, your entertainment time. It takes a good chunk of time to add and remove people, and there's also a lot of weirdos out there. You'll deal with it when you're a guy from weirdos, but the frequency of it definitely goes up if you're a girl. There's certain people that constantly pester you, and I've unfortunately learned this the hard way. All of us do at some point, which is also why you shouldn't have DMs or anything open. But there's people that think that's an invite to join any lobby that you're in. They think it's an invite to constantly intrude and be attention hungry. There's people that try and act like it's then their stream and won't shut up and you can't entertain. There's people that think, take advantage of your niceness and they leech on you and think they can message you all the time. There's also really nasty people that it's a risk to your stream. You have to be really careful unless you have someone who's screening the people that are coming into your stream. It's just not really safe to do live. So I would recommend doing like a brief overview. The reason I just say is because of weirdos, more or less, and that I can't do that. I don't have the time for that. So, and it's the same with me, like outside of stream. I don't have unlimited hours of the day to game, right? And I'm sure you don't either. So anyways, I think that's like kind of the best way to explain it. And if you guys are wondering if I do viewer games, no, I don't. Maybe at some point down the future, but it's just like way too risky for me to add people, really. But that doesn't mean that I don't I could possibly randomly queue into your game. But that also being said, be careful of imposters. I've been having like a few people like message me and ask me on TikTok or like really everywhere. There are people impersonating me. I'm not going to go into a game and just flaunt my status. I don't do that. That's not me. I think that's weird. I want to play the game and have a good time with the people that are in there and just goof around. If people are doing that or asking you for things, ignore them, report them. I will never ask you guys to give me shit. If someone's asking for things from you, you should never give it to them. You know, if someone's flaunting around that they're me just randomly, it's like it's probably someone impersonating. But I've heard he had like reports of people telling me that's been the same thing in Rainbow Six Siege. I literally have not launched that game since summer. Call of Duty, like normally I'm playing with my buds. I generally don't really solo queue that. Carlos asking, how did you link up with the crew? Just wondering because I see them in the vids. So I met them a while ago. The long story short of it is that like any other friend group we really met online. The person I met first was actually Deluxe. I goofed around. He made a tweet about his rusty knife collection in Counter-Strike, and me being the smartass that I was, responded back with, wow, that's awfully fitting for your rusty gameplay. And so we just like, there was just banter that was going on. And so Deluxe followed me and I low-key freaked out when that happened. And then I remember like Side did, and I think G did like somewhat shortly after. Anyways, ended up playing, Deluxe came by my stream. And I forget, he might have peeked my stream by first or something too. I forget exactly, but he looked at my streams for a while and he thought it was like dope, the banter that I had with my guy friends, and like he thought it was like really cool and different compared to some other streamers that are out there. And we just hit it off. We're like good friends, and through, you know, Deluxe and playing games with him, the other guys were interested and wanted to play games. And they're all super cool. They're like seriously some of the best people I've ever met, and I really appreciate them a lot. I know I don't get sappy and stuff with over things like that, but I really appreciate all the friends that I have. I've dealt with a lot of shitty people, and the people that I surround myself with are very genuine, and it's very refreshing. Will you do more playthroughs? Please say yes. Playthroughs, I will not do YouTube dedicated ones. I don't see a reason to do that when I could also stream them. I do variety on Twitch, so like if I'm going to do a playthrough of things, I'm going to do it there, but I can put them up on YouTube as well after. But if you want to see them like live, I really recommend going and watching them on Twitch, or if you want to see them first. But I'm not going to just do a like dedicated playthroughs for YouTube. I don't really have the time for that. I stream full time. I do business stuff outside of stream, and then I'm also like editing. Even though I do have an editor for stream highlights, I do try and edit my other stuff too, and like record, and there's just a lot. How old are you? I am 22 years old. I am a 97 baby. If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, which one would never get boring? Dungeons and Dragons Online. If I didn't stream or anything, I would play the living crap out of that. I probably wouldn't have stopped with it. I love that game. How did you meet your whole friend group? Every single person. The crew, I already explained. If you mean the guys that I play with regularly, which is like Dean and Noah and Mickey and Taylor, those guys I met through, actually, I've known them. Noah I've known for like 3-4 years, but we didn't really start hanging out and becoming friends until like 1.5 years, 2 years ago, like really friends. Dean I've known for over 5 years. Mickey I've known for over 5 years. Mickey went on kind of a hiatus for like 3 years. He had IRL stuff, so we just didn't really game or hang out, but we were still good friends and we kept in touch. And he kind of came back to hang out with us when COD released, which was super dope. He's a great guy. And then Dean, he's been my best friend for over 5 years. And we all met, and Taylor I met through, just stumbled across his channel. Him and I are dating, and I've explained that in like a couple stream highlights. But him and I were like even friends before we started dating, and we met in person, just hit it off. It was not something him and I were expecting. But I met Dean and Mickey through his community. I just hopped into some games off stream with them, and we all like got along really, really well. But I did meet Dean first, and then Mickey, and then I knew of Noah and Taylor from Taylor's chat, my boyfriend's chat, and then yeah, we just all like really got along really, really well. How does it feel? All of it. Do you think it has sunk in that you've built such milestones so fast? It has not. It hasn't. For some of it, it doesn't feel. It feels surreal, but it also feels real, if that makes sense. I'm in a weird like limbo state of it hasn't fully sunk in. I cry over like really, really like happy things. I don't really cry otherwise. And I haven't had a full like breakdown off stream over it yet. I've had like definitely gotten like emotional, and I've like fought it back for the most part, and I've teared up quite a bit, but I have not had like a full, it hasn't fully sunk in yet. It still feels surreal, and I don't know how long it'll take for it, but I've been very, very happy. Yeah. Would you get into fighting games? I actually played Tekken for a little bit, not like hardcore. I'm part of UIU I'm on their content creator like esports thing and have been for a little while now, for actually almost a year. But yeah, anyways, I have like gamepads. Tekken's super fun. I had Super Smash Brothers mainly on my GameCube, so I've been into that. But we do have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Me and Taylor will play that on the Switch once in a while. But Tekken's really fun. Tekken is my favorite. I did not expect to like Tekken, and it just feels very, very rewarding. And it's crazy how, you know, I've always been like pretty, I would say decent-ish at Smash, but after playing Tekken, it's crazy how, because of the learning curve and everything, a lot of that transferred over to, or more abilities transferred over to Smash than I realized. What's the best book you've ever read? It's by the title, and if it's a novel or not. The best book, and my favorite book of all time, is Tess Gerritsen's Gravity. I really recommend it. It's like sci-fi horror-y, and I don't normally care for sci-fi stuff, but it's really good. There was a movie that came out that was Gravity, but it was not based off that book. I wish that book would be made into a movie. It would be fantastic. Another really good book by her is called Harvest, but it doesn't have a sequel. This has a heads up, which kind of triggers me. She's a really good author. She was my favorite. I read her books in high school. I really enjoyed them. I don't really read much anymore because my ADHD makes it really difficult to read. So I used to read all the time. I'd read like 700-page books within like a couple days. I was pretty good with reading growing up, even though I've like always had ADHD. But it got really, really bad once I got into high school. So that kind of ruins the fun of me reading anymore. So I don't really go out of my way to read much because it triggers me a little bit. How does it feel being a female gamer when some people think males are better at games coming from a female? It can be annoying, don't make me wrong, but most of these people I've come to learn that feel this way have masculinity problems with themselves, and not many people either A, like them, or B, they don't like themselves. People that are generally hateful hate themselves or are not happy with themselves, because when you're really happy with yourself, you don't see a reason to go out and just constantly attack people. You focus on yourself. So if anything, it makes me feel bad for them a little bit, though I don't really have much sympathy for them. So can it get annoying? Yes, especially when there's bigger creators that definitely promote that behavior. But I try not to dwell on it too much, because a lot of the gaming space has changed a lot, especially, you know, with compared to even how I was when I was little. Like, I got bullied for playing video games and sports. It was not very feminine, and a lot of girls fucking hated that and were jealous of it because I'd get along with some of my guy friends. So it's crazy how much it's different now. It's way more socially acceptable, which is fucking dope. So it's come a long ways, but it's also, you know, it's still got a ways to go. There's always going to be like a little crappy cluster of people on the internet. At what age did you start playing games on PC? And why did you love to play on PC? By the way, congrats. Yo, much love. PQ, I appreciate it. I was pretty much like 4 years old. I probably played games prior to that. I remember like when I was really, really little, we'd go over to my cousin's house, and I think it was like the NES or the SNES that they had. It was like the rectangle brick. I'm sorry. It's like a very vague memory, so I'm not entirely sure what console it was, and I didn't mess with it too much. So whatever year that was, I was messing with that when I was little, a little bit when we'd visit. But my dad played PC, so I watched him a lot. And so I've always just been way more comfortable on PC. That's why I prefer it. I started on it. Like, that's what really got me into gaming. I did own consoles growing up when I got older, but PC was always like the big thing. It's what I use my dad's PC and game off that. Special Elf, are you going to do more drunk COD? Hard to type with VR headset on. Probably in the future we'll do some more drunk games, but the thing is I don't like to make a habit of it. I've talked about it on stream that I'm not very comfortable with getting drunk on stream. I get very sappy, and I don't like getting sappy. I'm just not used to it, right? I'm like the dad that I'm proud, but I don't like to overly express that. I like to give y'all shit and just be a sarcastic asshole, right? So yes, I also don't really like drinking that often. It makes me feel gross. I'm a dumbass with alcohol. I'm a dumbass without alcohol. The one thing that people always tell me, they're like, are you really drunk? Because I don't like showing that I'm drunk, but two, I don't act that different when I've been drinking. So, meh. But I'm sure it'll happen again in the future. It's just not something I want to overly promote. I know I curse and stuff a lot, but I do want to also set a good example, and I don't think drinking all the time on stream is a good example to set, or whether it be with YouTube. So, yeah. Like the part 1 and 2 was all from one stream. That was not two separate occasions. That was one very long stream. What's my favorite animal? If not turtles, then you're wrong. My favorite animal is probably a wolf. I think wolves are super cool. 1, what's my favorite video game of all time? And 2, what's your favorite content creator? My favorite video game of all time is, well, it depends on the category. I can't just choose one. So for FPS, it's Quake 3. Quake 3 Team Arena. For MMORPG, it's Dungeons and Dragons Online. For single player RPG, it is the Assassin's Creed Ezio's trilogy. I would never be able to choose between 2, Brotherhood and Revelations. I think they were all done super freaking well. I absolutely love Ezio. It's my favorite arc, minus obviously the gameplay. The combat system itself was not very good at the time because you just mashed X more or less, but the story was fantastic. I absolutely loved his character. I know not everyone did, but I loved it. I loved that time period. It was fantastic. Yes. Anyways. It was also like one of the few games I've 100% completed. 2, being what is my favorite content creator? I don't know if I have a favorite. I bounce around between several different people and I watch a lot of different things on YouTube. Some of the stuff will be that through my recommended, but off the top of my head, I've always really liked the crew. I've grown up watching them. I've seen a bit of Call Me Carson stuff is pretty funny. Quackity shit's pretty funny. Soviet Womble is probably one of my favorite gaming creators. I didn't see his stuff until about like 2 years ago, but dude, he's fucking funny, man. I love watching Whose Line Is It Anyways, just like all those compilations. They always make me feel better, especially like I don't like watching gaming stuff too often because it's nice to have a little bit of a detox away from all that community once in a while. I like watching Tati's videos and like Jeffree Star. I like makeup stuff even though I don't like talk about girly shit too often. I do like makeup, so I like keeping up with their stuff, and I feel like they're very unbiased. They're entertaining. I watch David Dobrik. I can't think of too many like those are like the biggest ones that I can think of the top of my head. But yeah. What is my favorite Disney movie or show? My favorite Disney movie, I guess, like I'm not gonna count Marvel and stuff because Disney picked up Marvel and such after. I'm assuming we're talking about I guess if we're including Marvel, it'd be Iron Man. I freaked the fuck out over Iron Man. I remember waiting in line with my dad. I was so excited. And he's like a comic book nerd and shit. So I was like, him and I were both really excited to go watch it. And so if that aspect we're counting that, then yes. But if I'm thinking like OG Disney, like princess shit. I didn't like the princesses, so I fucking liked Mulan. Mulan was badass, dude. Yeah, I liked the songs in there, and she was just badass. And like the cartoon one. Congrats. Did you watch The Witcher on Netflix? This is from Kruppa. And what is my opinion if so? So I never read the books for Witcher. I think the show's really good. I think it's confusing as hell at first, but Taylor, who's read the books, says it's very, very similar to that. But coming from the games, Henry Cavill fucking killed it, man. God, he's such a good, he's spot on for Geralt. I was very nervous when they showed the original picture. I looked at it and I was like, dude, that his wig has not been, thinned out or anything. I was like, that wig looks like shit. I'm like, I know they're doing it just for reactions, but it was just really ruining my immersion, the original wig that they showed. Well, once the trailer and everything came out, I was like, yep, I knew it. I knew it was just because they were testing for reactions for a quick like run, teaser with the wig and everything. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. I really recommend people watching it. Where does my name come from? What made you choose that? So I've always had the nickname Cruz with gaming for freaking forever. However, it's not something that's, obviously easy to get, especially across social media. So when I got older, I went through like several different variations of my name because I wanted to do, funny moments and stuff like that at some point when I got older because I always thought it would be cool. So it's from that. I built off of it. I went through several different variations. I ended up landing on this one, and in 2015, made sure it wasn't taken anywhere so I could make sure it was universal across everything. But I wanted something that I could have to my nickname Cruz that I've always had. And then I could also be something that sounded badass and not feminine. I never planned to show my face originally, so that was also kind of my plan to get away with it. I wanted something I could get away with in video games where people wouldn't attack me, because I can get away with people thinking I'm a little boy sometimes, especially with like my name not being very overly feminine. It catches people off guard sometimes, so it's nice to have like that as kind of a barrier. But yeah, that's what my name's from. What am I hoping to see 2020? I feel like it's a really, really broad question. There's a lot of shit. Like goal wise, I always set the bar like higher than what I'll be able to reach. It would be dope to see like 1 million on TikTok at the rate that everything's going. It'd be dope to hit you know, 50K or 100K by the end of the year for here on YouTube. I wasn't even sure if I was going to see 50K on Twitch followers. It would be dope to see maybe like, you know, 80 or 100K on there by the end of the year. I just hope the community stays dope, man. There's been a lot of like really cool people, but I'm not going to get my hopes up either, because I know that there's a good chance that everything like falls off, because that's just what happens to creators sometimes. It's a very, very real reality. So I'm trying to keep my expectations low, but that would be dope to see everything. I would love to travel more, or get my tattoo sleeve done, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm excited for all the games that are coming out. I love MMORPGs. I'm an MMORPG testing junkie. I've watched my dad play Asheron's Call, and I've pretty much played a good chunk of ones that are out there. So I'm excited for those to come out and try them. Cyberpunk will be dope. 2020 is gonna be dope, man. What other games do you play when you're not on COD? This is from Poppy Tacky. I play whatever catches my eye. Whatever catches my eye, I will play. So if I feel like playing COD that day, I'll play COD. I played Human Fall Flat, Minecraft. I've played World of Warcraft on stream. I've played Counter-Strike on stream. I've played a crap ton of single player games, Assassin's Creed, several different ones. I've played, Red Dead Redemption 2. I've played GTA. I've played Dark Souls. I've played Code Vein. I've played, Tomb Raider games. I played pretty much a frick ton of different things. Whatever sounds good to me, I'll play. What is my best moment in my gaming career? I have really nostalgic memories of playing Quake 3 Team Arena, but career makes me think profession. So if we're just talking about gaming in general, like I miss those days with Quake 3 Team Arena. I was hoping Quake Champions was going to be good, but I feel like they went too almost modern. Yeah, it was disappointing. But if we mean like career of me like streaming and YouTube, honestly, I'd say the present, as weird as that sounds. I've never experienced this much positivity and genuine people with growing before. Like even when I got like partnered and everything, it's weird. It's weird to say that the present, like right now, is like the best I've felt if we were talking about streaming and YouTube content creation career. Tomato on burger, yes. Tomato on burgers are great. Do you have a video with Speedy and the crew, or is your channel just moments from your streams? It is not, no. If you watch my trailer video, I explain everything on there. I'm gonna put out whatever content I feel like on YouTube. There's videos that I have with the crew, and some of my funny moments videos and shit like that. So yeah, I don't have just stream highlights. If you glance through uploads and all that and watch the trailer video. Do I actually have ADHD? Okay, so when I first read this question last night, I think you're a kid, so you don't entirely realize the wording of that. So the way that wording comes across, just for like future reference, so we're in a little teaching moment here. So when you say, do you actually have, it just sounds like you think I'm lying, so it kind of comes off rude as hell. But I think you were just genuinely curious because you are young and probably didn't realize it came off that way. So I thought about it more, and I was like, what the hell? Like, why would I lie about that? Like, why would you ask it like that? But I think you were just genuinely curious, and you're young and didn't realize the phrasing came off that way. So, but yes, I do have ADHD. I've, talking back to my mom and when I got diagnosed, I've always had it. There's definitely, I have a lot of other family members that it's pretty obvious they have it. But yeah, I got diagnosed in high school with it. Do I enjoy messing with my friends? I love giving them shit. I'm so glad I have friends that I can banter with. Can you do more videos on Modern Warfare? Because they make me laugh. I do have more vids for COD planned, but I do not just do Call of Duty content. If you have a problem with me doing just Call of Duty content that's not just Call of Duty, this is probably not going to be the channel for you. I want to put out whatever the hell I can on YouTube that I feel like putting out. So yeah, I don't want to just hole myself into Call of Duty. I've seen so many creators that have gone through holing themselves through specific categories, like gaming wise. Like I want to do IRL stuff on here. I want to do whatever the hell I feel like, as long as I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna hopefully make some of you laugh, and I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy my content. I know I want you guys to enjoy it too, but at the end of the day, I want to be proud of what I'm putting out and happy with what I'm putting out. And if I do just one specific thing, I'm not going to be happy with it. So if that's a problem, I would, maybe my channel's not for you, which is entirely understandable, but I do have obviously more COD stuff planned. I do stream COD pretty regularly at the moment. So if you want to see more COD stuff, I stream pretty much daily, and that's been the game that I'm hooked on at the moment. And you can come by there and watch, but on YouTube and all that, like, it just depends on what I feel like putting out. And then I guess I'll do some of the ones on Instagram. It's gonna be a longer video than I thought it was gonna be. Do I watch anime? If so, what's my favorite? My favorite anime is Seven Deadly Sins. I do watch anime once in a while. I do not only watch anime, but I think it is dope. I'm pretty picky with what I'll watch or not. So if I'm not hooked within the first like episode or two, I generally won't stick with an anime. Yeah, I'm pretty picky. But Seven Deadly Sins is my favorite. Demon Slayer is really good too. I recommend that. I'm watching Black Clover currently. The main character's annoying as hell until like the episode 21 through 23, until a certain character tells him to shut the hell up and stop panicking all the time. It's probably one of the most underrated anime, I feel like. My favorite video that I post on YouTube, I feel like that changes all the time. Pretty much everything I upload, I'm like, yeah, this is my new favorite video. No, this is my new favorite video. So I'm really happy with all of it, to be honest. There's like very few videos where I have not been happy with, and I wish I hadn't have necessarily uploaded because they weren't to my standards. But I know if I remove them that it's not going to make sense for like either the episode sequences that I have, or I won't like realize my growth that it's like, yeah, you know, I shouldn't have just put that up, or I shouldn't have, you know, had that done. I should have like, I held myself to a higher standard of putting things up. But yeah, other than that, like I'm happy with most of the stuff I put out. It's like to what I want it to be for the most part. Daily schedule for content creation across all platforms. I explained the stream one earlier, but in terms of YouTube, if you don't know, I stream full time on Twitch, right? So that's like 30-40 hours a week. Yeah. So YouTube, I love it. I can't do that all the time. I pay an editor to do stream highlights, but in terms of like genuine YouTube content, I try to put that out as quickly or as much as I can. But you have to keep in mind, I'm very particular with my videos. So for example, funny moments footage that I'm backlogged on that will probably be 1 or 2 episodes. I have over 12 hours of footage to go through right now. My blunt reviews that I put up, I spend 10 to 12 hours making. I have to write a script for that. And even then, like I spend hours replaying my video that might be only 10, 15 minutes long. Several times. I'm very, very, very picky. So when I'm making videos, like just YouTube alone generally is like a part-time job on top of my full-time job of streaming outside of it. And then on top of that, I do my own business stuff outside of stream. If you watch the content creation video, I go over it. Yeah, I put out YouTube as much as I can. As a gaming creator, you don't make jack squat really from YouTube. So I love YouTube. I'm going to put out as much as I can, but I don't have an upload schedule. I do have the stream highlights that are weekly. That is the one thing that's like consistent, but like genuine YouTube content, I try to put out as much as I can, but I'm not going to burn myself out either on that. So I take my time with that. I'm going to put it out as quick as I can. But to me, quality is way better than quantity. I've seen so many people just upload like crap that's like mediocre and they end up regretting it. And you know, again, the one like creator that I said that I watched previously that I really respected, Soviet Womble from like 2 years ago, he does not upload like constantly, but when he puts stuff out, dude, they're freaking good. So I want to hold myself to like a standard like that. How do I find the confidence to do what you do? Because I'm worried about what people say. So I started in high school. I did get bullied for gaming growing up. Obviously, I kind of talked about that before. I did not tell people when I started streaming. Did I start streaming my junior year or my senior year? I started streaming my senior year of high school. So that was 2015. I started in the summer. I had a part-time job and I was streaming. So I streamed when I was going through school and everything too, but I didn't tell people. The people that stumbled across it was on accident. So I had Xbox notifications on. So there's a very, very small amount of people that knew I was streaming. And then there was only maybe like 1 or 2 people I really told outside of that. But most people I did not tell because I was not confident with it. I had already gotten bullied for gaming growing up. And I had rumors just because I played sports and gaming that I was like a lesbian and like a bunch of other nasty shit that like just wouldn't stop because people are petty and immature. So I didn't want people to know I was streaming. I was like, that's my safe space, that's my fun spot. I didn't want people to really know or care. I just wanted to make people laugh and have a good time. So now anymore I don't care. It's like whatever. But if you don't you don't have to tell people if you don't want to. We're definitely in a day and age where it's like people are gonna find your shit. I've had people find my shit. Some of them are cool about it, some of them are fucking nasty about it. People are gonna know. So it's something you have to definitely come to terms with yourself. If you're worried about privacy stuff being leaked, I would really recommend maybe not showing your face, maybe not, you shouldn't share your personal information either way. But if you're concerned, I would say be wary of showing your face. I didn't at first. I didn't for a while and I never had planned to, but Yeah, don't feel like you have to if you don't want to, or until you're okay with it. But I definitely think it's something you should be a little bit careful of. But going live, I wanted to do it for fun, and I always thought it looked cool, so it didn't really bother me too much. Have you ever considered playing Overwatch or other games? I played Overwatch when it was in closed beta. I played it when it came out. I got annoyed with it because the ranking system was like really weird. It was like season 3 where it screwed everyone up for ranking, and it put like pros at a stupid low level, it put everyone at a stupid low level, or put people at a stupid high level. It was like no in between. So it just like it fucked everyone up, and it was really, really unenjoyable, and that because of that. And then on top of that, like the metas and the balancing is just there's always some stupid, ridiculous OP character, which is just something Blizzard does. It's in World of Warcraft. They do that for classes. They're not balanced, you know? It's the same way with Overwatch. So that just gets boring as hell, so I don't really care to play it because of that. But yeah, there's other games I play too. Again, I do variety. I know like there's a lot of COD stuff that's put up right now because I'm enjoying COD, but I do variety. What's my favorite gun in Modern Warfare? My 3 favorite guns are the AK, the MP5, and the PP Bison. I love all 3 of them. I didn't expect to like... I'm a very big SMG player, so I didn't expect to like any rifle, and I absolutely love the AK. I caught it gold, and I was like, what the heck? I liked it pretty much right off the rip, more than I expected to. So, yeah. Do I stream on Twitch? Yes, I do. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for about 5 years now. What game do you wish you could play for the first time again? See, that's a hard question, right? Because the graphics now for some of these games, it might be hard to enjoy them because we're used to something different at this point in time. And if I could go back in time and experience them again, I would say probably Quake. But if we mean like currently experience it, I don't think I'd want that, if that makes sense. Because it's one of those things where it's like some people don't enjoy those games now. And I know I've gone back and tried to play Assassin's Creed 2, and it's not quite the same. Like the story and stuff's still good, but it's like really hard to play because we're used to newer and smoother engines and all that now. So hopefully that answers your question. Were I a fan of the crew before actually meeting them, or did you at least know them? Yes, yeah, I was a huge fan of them. I found them through Crewcraft originally, when they were playing on console, like on the Xbox. Yeah. My buddy Grant actually linked them to me. Like, dude, these guys are like really funny. They have like, you know, other COD content and stuff too, but he's like, they've got like this Crewcraft thing. So like hooked on it. I binge watched the living shit out of it. Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Yeah. But I knew of them before. I was big fans of them before. Will I ever play Battlefield? I tried Battlefield 4 when that was in beta, and I don't like that style of game. It's not for me. Do you think you'll be a VIP at TwitchCon next year? Technically, if you mean like having my own panel, I have no idea. Twitch is like hella picky with that shit and really weird about it, so I have no idea. Do you have a PO box for fan mail? Okay, so this is how I feel about fan mail. I think it's silly to do. It's really dangerous on top of the other reason I do not ever want to do a PO box, and I will be like, maybe my stance will change on it. I'd be really, really surprised though. But the other like second big reason is that I would feel bad. I already feel like I've gotten so much from you guys, and you guys have been so nice and so freaking generous. You know, I kind of feel bad about it, right? I would feel worse if you guys started sending me things for like a PO box. I would feel really, really bad. You know, you guys are already watching and everything, like really supports me. Like, you know, if you're watching, like whether it be ads or whether it be you sub on YouTube or whether you follow, which helps more than you guys realize, you know. So I would feel really bad if I did a PO box thing on top of it. Like, yeah, I would feel bad, and it's a big like safety concern. When did I start streaming? I started over 5 years ago. Yeah, I first went live on my Xbox, and I played Advanced Warfare and Minecraft. Have I played Rainbow Six before? Yep, I have. I haven't played since summer though. Congrats on 20K. Have you thought about dyeing your hair a different color? So my hair is naturally mousy blonde. My hair is like white right now. I can't entirely tell because of my lighting, right? But I like being in the dark and having like funky colors on in the back. But I did have reddish orange hair at one point. Dyeing it a different color is just a lot of maintenance. I mean, having it platinum white like I do right now is a lot of maintenance, but it does give me more volume in my hair that I like. Maybe I will. I'm not gonna rule it out. I definitely always have thought black hair would be dope, but I just wear a lot of black clothing, so I feel like it would be overwhelming maybe if I did that. But yeah, I'm sure I'll change it at some point, but I probably won't ever do red again, purely because it is such a hassle for maintenance. I probably won't go outside of anything really of a neutral color because I realized I'm more OCD with my clothing and stuff than I thought I was, and you can kind of tell that I match my lighting to my outfits in a lot of the highlights. And if you haven't noticed that before, there's probably a little glass shatter effect that you're dealing with right now. Yeah, so having red hair, I was like, oh, I can't wear these colors. It's bothering me. So yeah, I probably won't venture outside of the neutral zone anymore. Will I post more YouTube videos? So I kind of explained that earlier. I post when I can. There's a lot more time and effort that goes into editing than people realize. So I'd rather put out quality over quantity. I'll put VODs and stuff up when I can because I know more of you like that than I thought did. Especially with like playthroughs or if there's like a really fun game we had. But I put out as much as I can, but YouTube is not something that's really like a sustainable income. So I can't prioritize that. But I also don't think it's cool to upload every single day. I think I don't want to burn out. I think uploading every day is just way too much. I know that's like the thing with the YouTube algorithm, but I don't want to do that. I think quality will get washed away. So I really don't want to do that. So yeah, I kind of explained that again, just kind of touching base on that again. I'll upload when I can, but I mean, bear with me, understand. If you want more content or you want to see more goofy stuff, you know, feel free to come by my streams, man. Like, you know, it goes for anyone. If you're like really hankering for more content, I really recommend like coming by and like checking it out. I know the stream highlights give like a pretty good summary of what it is, but we do chill on all that once in a while too. I'm not just being a screaming idiot, you know, all the time. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much all of them. I know there's like other questions. A lot of them were duplicates. I wanted to answer as much as I could for you guys. And I know this is going to be a bit of a longer video, but I hope it answers a lot of your questions that you guys are curious about. I haven't sat down and like done stuff with you guys for a little bit because I know everything's been chaotic and I've been editing for TikTok and trying to get YouTube stuff together and streaming and everything else. So I know it's all like a clusterfuck right now, but I appreciate you guys bearing with me and those of you who have been supportive and are understanding of that. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I thank you guys again for 20K. We might be at 22 by the time I get this up because we're at 21.7 right now. Actually, if I refresh, it's probably higher than that. We're at 21.8 now. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. If you don't know, all my social media and stuff's the exact same as my Twitch name, so feel free to go, or I do this every time, man. Everything's the exact same as my YouTube name here, so feel free to go check out everything on the other platforms. It's KRUZADAR, whether it be you want to check out TikTok content, whether it be you want to check out more stuff here. I really recommend checking out the channel trailer or checking the playlist for more things. If you haven't watched all the stream highlights, like most of them are really fucking funny, man. So feel free to, if you're bored and you haven't checked them all out, that's something you should go do. Or IRL content on there. I have some more IRL content I need to edit. I'm so behind on things, but I'm trying to not. Again, I don't want to burn myself out, so I'm trying to pace myself with stuff. But thank you guys so much. Seriously, I cannot say that enough. You guys have been amazing. You've been insane. Thank you. And even if this doesn't last, you know, I appreciate the time that we've all spent together. I feel like that sounds so morbid. And thank you guys. Seriously, like I could not have asked for like a better thing to, whether it be reflect on or just experience. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. And remember that no matter what your impression is, you make a difference on someone's life, whether it be like something small or whatnot. And if you see someone on the street, even if it be something super simple, like just small talk, telling someone you like their jacket or like their sweater, you know, just leaving a simple like little compliment to someone, you know, that you see in your life, you know, make a difference. Sit, tell your mom or dad you love them, or talk to your sisters or brothers if you haven't talked to them in a while, or your best friend, you know, any of that. Just be appreciative towards people. You know, we forget that a lot. You know, little things mean a lot. Get your mom some flowers, or your significant other some flowers, you know, tell them you love them and all that. So thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in, whether it be my stream on TikTok or YouTube or whatever the heck it is. Thank you guys. I hope that answered a lot of your questions. I'll see you in the next video. Yay!